The Empty Stomach. A Story of Hope and Hunger. Gopalpur was a small town on the edge of a big city. It had tall buildings, wide roads, and bright lights, but only on one side. On the other side was a place called the slum, where the poor people lived. The houses were made of broken bricks, plastic sheets, and old tin. There was no clean water, and electricity came and went like a tired traveler. In one of those tiny huts lived a boy named Raju. He was 10 years old. His hair was messy, and his clothes were torn, but his eyes were bright like stars. Raju lived with his mother, Meena, and his little sister, Pooja. Their father had died 2 years ago in a road accident. Since then, life had been very hard. Raju's mother worked as a maid in 3 houses in the rich part of the city. She cleaned floors, washed dishes, and did laundry. But even after working the whole day, she earned only enough for one proper meal. Sometimes, even that was not possible. It was a hot afternoon. The sun burned the roads. Raju sat outside their hut, holding his stomach. It had been 1.5 days since they had a full meal. The night before, they had shared a small piece of bread and some salt. Meena had told the children, "Eat slowly. Chew more. It will feel like more food." Raju knew his mother had not eaten anything. Pooja cried from hunger. She was only 4 and didn't understand why there was no food. Meena hugged her and sang a soft lullaby, trying to make her sleep. But hunger is louder than lullabies. Raju stood up. "I will find something, Ma. Wait for me." Meena didn't stop him. She just prayed, "God, keep him safe." Raju walked through the crowded streets. He looked in dustbins, near food stalls, and behind restaurants. The smell of food made his stomach roar. At a big hotel's back gate, he saw some workers throwing leftover food into a garbage bin. He ran and picked out a half-eaten piece of bread. A guard shouted, "Get out of here," and hit him with a stick. Raju ran away, his hands empty, his eyes full of tears. But he didn't stop. He remembered an old man who gave bananas to hungry children near the temple. He ran to the temple. The old man looked at him and smiled. "Hungry?" Raju nodded. The man gave him 2 bananas. Raju held them like treasure. "Thank you, uncle." He ran back home, barefoot, but full of hope. Back home, Pooja was lying quietly. Meena was sitting beside her, her eyes red. "Ma, look what I got." He gave 1 banana to Pooja. Her face lit up, and she ate it happily. Raju gave the second banana to his mother. "But what about you?" Meena asked. "I ate 1 there," he lied. Meena smiled weakly. She knew he was lying, but she said nothing. That night, they slept with something in their stomachs, even if it wasn't enough. The next morning, Raju went to the government school. The school was poor, but it gave free food, midday meals, for children. Raju loved school because of that. He was also very smart. He liked to read and write, even when hungry. One day, his teacher, Miss Anita, noticed that Raju looked very thin. "Raju, are you eating well at home?" she asked gently. He hesitated, then nodded. But Miss Anita wasn't fooled. She spoke to the principal and started bringing extra food for Raju every day. One afternoon, she handed him a lunchbox. "Take this home," she said. "Your sister and mother can share it." Raju looked up at her with wide eyes. "Thank you, Didi." From that day, Miss Anita became like a guardian angel. But help didn't come every day. One evening, it rained heavily. Their roof leaked. The little rice they had was soaked and spoiled. Pooja fell sick. There was no money for medicine. Meena went to her employers and begged for some advance salary. One said no, another scolded her, and the third gave her 10 rupees. That was not enough even for half the medicine. Raju sat beside his sister and wiped her forehead with a wet cloth. "Don't worry, Pooja. You'll be okay," he whispered. But inside, he was scared. The next day, Raju didn't go to school. He went to the market and started polishing shoes. A kind man saw him and said, "Aren't you too young for this? My sister is sick. We need money." The man gave him 50 rupees for polishing his shoes. "Take this and buy her medicine." Raju ran to the medical shop and bought a small packet of syrup. He didn't even stop to breathe. That night, Pooja slept better. Raju's heart was still hungry, but it was also proud. He had saved his sister. One morning, while walking near the tea stall, Raju saw a newspaper on the ground. On it was a headline, "Hunger kills 3 children in city slum." He picked up the paper and read the story. The slum was not far from theirs. He felt cold. He showed the paper to Miss Anita. Her eyes filled with tears. "Children should never die of hunger," she said. "We must do something." Miss Anita gathered a few people, teachers, shopkeepers, even a kind police officer. They formed a small group called Hunger Free Gopalpur. They started giving free meals to poor children every evening. They cooked in big pots and served it near the school. Raju helped too. He became the leader of the line, keeping children in order and sharing stories while they waited. "Today we have khichdi," he would announce with joy. The smell of food, the sound of laughter, and the smiles of hungry children made the slum feel alive again. Months passed. Life was still hard, but not hopeless. Raju studied hard, helped at the food camp, and looked after his family. One day, Miss Anita asked him, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" He replied without thinking, "A chef." "A chef?" "Yes," Raju smiled. "So I can cook for all the hungry children." Miss Anita nodded. "You will. I believe in you." And for the first time in a long time, Raju believed in himself too. One evening, as Raju helped clean up after the food distribution, he said to Miss Anita, "What if we had a van that goes to places where children can't come here?" She looked at him curiously. "What do you mean? Some children are too small. Some are sick. Some are scared. If food could go to them, wouldn't that be better?" Miss Anita's eyes widened. "That's a wonderful idea, Raju." They spoke to a few people. The kind policeman from their group knew someone at a local go. A week later, the NGO agreed to donate a used van for their mission. With the help of volunteers, they turned it into a food truck called Meals on Wheels for the Hungry. Every day, it visited different parts of the slum, feeding children who were too far or too weak to come to the main camp. Raju rode along in the van, telling jokes, handing out plates, and sharing smiles. And everywhere the truck went, hunger lost another battle. One night, Raju woke up to the sound of coughing. His mother was bent over, breathing heavily. "Ma, what happened?" he cried. "I'm okay," she whispered. "Just a little tired." But over the next few days, she grew weaker. Her employers didn't let her come to work. "You might spread illness," they said coldly. Raju took her to the government hospital. The doctor said she had a chest infection. She needed rest, clean air, and medicine. The hospital gave some tablets for free, but the air in the slum was never clean, and rest was a luxury poor people couldn't afford. Raju started doing more odd jobs, sweeping tea stalls, running errands, and selling balloons in the evening. Every rupee he earned went into his mother's recovery. At night, he sat beside her and said softly, "Just get better, Ma. I'll take care of everything." At school, Miss Anita announced a special writing contest. "Write about something that has changed your life," she said. "Winners will get a scholarship and a chance to meet city leaders." Raju wasn't sure if he should participate. But Miss Anita said, "Your story matters. Let people hear it." So he wrote. He wrote about empty stomachs, long nights, and cold streets. He wrote about bananas, food vans, his sick mother, and the dreams of a little boy who wanted to cook for the world. He titled it, "The Stomach That Taught Me to Dream." 2 weeks later, Miss Anita called out his name in class. "You won, Raju." He stared at her. "I did. Yes. You'll go to the city office next week. The mayor wants to meet you." Raju didn't sleep that night. His mind was dancing with joy. The city office was tall and shiny. Raju had never seen so many lights, or carpets so soft. When the mayor walked in, everyone stood up. She smiled at Raju. "So you're the boy with the big heart." He blushed. She read from his essay and said, "Your story is powerful. We want to support your food truck project and give you a scholarship." The room clapped. Tears ran down Raju's cheeks. "Thank you, madam. I just want no child to sleep hungry." The mayor stood and hugged him. "With people like you, that dream can come true." With the new support, the food truck got a second van. They hired 2 cooks from the slum who had lost their jobs. They started serving breakfast too. More volunteers joined: college students, local vendors, retired teachers. The group renamed the project to Hunger Ends Here. Every child in Gopalpur slum now had 2 meals a day. No more sleeping with empty stomachs. No more begging for leftovers. Raju became a hero in his neighborhood. But he didn't stop there. "There are other slums in the city," he told Miss Anita. "Let's help them too." 4 years passed. Raju was now 15. He wore a clean school uniform and helped at the food camps in the evenings. He was also training part-time at a cooking school, thanks to his scholarship. He loved learning about spices, flavors, and nutrition. His dream was alive and growing. One day, during a food festival organized by the city, Raju was invited to cook. He made simple vegetable rice with love and served it with curd and pickle. People who tasted it said, "Delicious." A food critic wrote in the newspaper, "A young boy from the slums shows that hunger doesn't kill dreams, it feeds them." One morning, Raju got a letter. It was from the National Institute of Culinary Arts in Delhi. It said, "We are pleased to offer you a full scholarship for our chef program." Raju ran to Miss Anita with the letter. "Didi, I got in." She hugged him tightly. "You've earned it." Meena wiped her eyes. "Your father would be so proud." Raju looked at Pooja, now in school herself. "You'll be next." He packed his bag with books, clothes, and one photo of his tiny hut, taken when they had no food. He told himself, "Never forget where you came from." In Delhi, the buildings were taller, and the roads wider. But behind those buildings were new slums, and new hungry children. Even while studying, Raju volunteered at night shelters. He taught young boys how to boil rice, peel potatoes, and dream big. His teacher at the institute said, "You cook with soul, Raju. That's what makes your food special." At the end of the year, he won the Best Young Chef award. With the prize money, he sent money home and funded 2 more food vans for Gopalpur. 10 years later, Raju returned to Gopalpur, not as a poor boy, but as Chef Raju Verma, owner of Annapurna Kitchens, a chain of restaurants that fed rich customers and poor families alike. He opened a big kitchen near the slum and started a cooking school for poor youth. Meena now rested peacefully at home. Pooja became a schoolteacher, teaching kids the alphabet and how to dream. And every evening, a fleet of food trucks rolled out with the name, Raju's Promise, "No child sleeps hungry." One rainy night, a little boy stood near the temple, his stomach growling. A food truck stopped beside him. A man in a white apron stepped out and smiled. "Hungry?" he asked. The boy nodded. The man gave him a warm bowl of rice and curry and sat beside him. "You know," he said, "I was just like you once." The boy looked up. "Really?" "Yes," said Chef Raju. "But someone helped me. Now it's my turn to help you." The rain kept falling, but the little boy smiled. His stomach was full, and his heart had found hope.